Welcome back, students. Today we will move on to module 5, which is on exception handling and templates. So initially we'll start with C++ exception handling. So what is the necessity of exception handling? What is exception handling? You need to know. So actually generally whenever you are writing any program, in between it will be interrupted due to some error. Okay, in that case it may come out of the program without execution. So in that case, if due to some interrupt, some error in the program, if there is a cause for some error in the program, so we don't want to interrupt the program, we don't want to come out of the program, we want still the program to be continued and executed. So in that cases, we are using exception handling. That is, if any problem occurs, what should be the output? What should be, the user has to be warned about some error has happened in the program. That is actually exception handling. Something is going to happen, some error in the program, so that will be intimated, will be conveyed to the user without terminating the program. At least the message, because the user once the program is terminated without any message, then he will not know what is the reason for the program is being terminated. What is it? Why the program is terminated without any reason? He will not understand. So in order to make him understand why the program is terminated when there is an error in the program, so the exception handlers are used. Sometimes the exception handler can even find a solution for those problems, if any problem occur in the programs. So we will see a more explanation on it. So it is actually one of the advantage of C++ over C. So we actually don't have any exception handling mechanism in C, but we have exception handling mechanism in C++. That is the main advantage of C++. It is a runtime anomalies. So what is runtime means? Only during the compile time we don't know. That is during when you compile the program, this error will not be seen. You will not see the error. It will be syntactically, it will be right. Okay, but during the runtime these kind of errors may occur. So that time, how it has to be solved. So these exceptions are runtime anomalies or abnormal conditions that a program encounters during its execution. So the exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. So it is only during the runtime problem, not compile time problem. We should know the difference between compile time and runtime. So what is compile time is, so whenever you compile the program, whenever you are going to check for the errors, if there is error, it's syntax errors, it will be showing an error line by line, in which line, what error occurs. So you will be going and changing you will fix the errors. That is, you will be debugging it. So the errors are called bugs, and when you are going to solve those errors, then we call it as debugging. Okay. So after doing all those things, when there is no errors in the program, we run the program. So during the runtime, some problem arises. Okay. So the output will not be shown. Some problem will arise. So that cases we say runtime problems, runtime errors. Okay. So that how could be solved. So sometimes when we have a runtime error, you will have a without infinity loop you may have. Without any break in the program, you will have infinity loop. Sometimes it will be stuck in the screen itself, it won't come out of the screen. Many times we have come across such problems in the lab. So now similar way, that is all called runtime errors. There won't be any compile time errors, but there may be some runtime errors. How to overcome those runtime errors? So here we have given an example. A C++ exception is a response to exceptional circumstances that arise while a program is running. So for example, given is divide by 0. Sometimes we attempt to divide by 0. So in that case, what will happen? Is it possible to divide by 0? It is not possible. But you have written a program such a way that you want to divide x divided by y. Okay. So you have given a value for x 10 and you have given a value for y as 0. So it is a divide by 0 error. So in that case, divide by, it will not show any syntax error. Syntactically it is right. But when you run the program, divide by 0 is going to show you when it is not going to show an output, and you will not understand why it is not showing the output. So it has to be given, the message has to be given to the user what is the error in it. So there are two types of exceptions, the synchronous and asynchronous. So synchronous exceptions can be controlled by the program. So all these exception handling mechanisms we use in the C++ programs are all synchronous exceptions. Asynchronous we cannot control through the program. This is beyond the program's control. Okay, that is interruption. Suddenly when we are using the system, you may have there may not be any charge in the system. So what will happen? System suddenly get turned off, or there may be disk failure, hardware failure. So your system will not get it will not boot up. Okay, so in that cases again these are all asynchronous interrupts. So interrupts are something which is interrupting your you're not able to proceed. So that cases those are all through external means. If it's going to happen, it is all asynchronous. Whereas synchronous is something inside the program. When that particular line comes in the program, this error happens. So then it is a synchronous program. It can be controlled by the program itself. So the C++ provides a special keywords for this purpose. So they are try, catch and throw. So we are having a throw keyword which throws exception. So what is the error? That will be thrown using a throw keyword. So catch is once it is thrown, that will be caught by the catch keyword. So and it will find the solution for that throw message. Okay, so whatever the problem is shown in the throw, it will be caught by catch, and then it will show you a solution. Try is, so inside the try block only we will be writing this throw. Okay, so inside the try block we will be seeing all the exceptions. Here if I am seeing any problem, so I can put inside the try block and then I can catch it in the catch block. We will see an example, it will be more clear, because these are all new words for you. It will be a little confusing, but when we see an example it will be more clear. So let us see the syntax for all this. So here the try is, so try block should be written like this. Try is the syntax and you have open and close bracket. Similarly for catch is the syntax, and within a bracket you should what type of exception. So exception name, and you have a variable for it. So you can, for one single try, you can have with try block you can have many catch blocks. Okay, so you have what for in case you have different problems in that, so each has to be caught in different catch blocks. So that is why you have different catch here. But we can have one catch also for one try, or many catches also for one try. So that is what given here. You can list down multiple catch statements to catch different types of exceptions in case your try block raises more than one exception, that is more than one problem. So throwing exceptions. Exceptions can be thrown anywhere within a code block using throw statement. Using a throw statement only we will be showing the errors. So for example, if I see in this, so this is a function where it is, I want to divide a divided by b. Okay, so here they say if b is equal to 0, then throw. Throw is a keyword. You throw division by 0 condition. This is a message thrown to the user. Okay, that is what is said in the throw block. So catch block is going to catch the throw message and then it is going to display to the user. So we'll see the following example for that. So I have here a program. So where in the main I have initialized x value as 50, y as 0. So we are actually not used in this double. So we will remove this. Okay. So now, so inside the try block we have put if y is equal to 0. If y is equal to 0, throw division by 0 condition. Else, because this program is going to find x divided by y. So if y is equal to 0, it should throw an exception. It should throw an error, that division by 0 condition. Otherwise, it will find x divided by y. So once it is thrown, where it will be thrown? It will be caught. Whenever we throw something, it has to be caught. We throw a ball from one side, the other person is going to catch it from the other side. Similar way, you have a catch here, which is going to catch the message thrown. So this is a message thrown. Since it is a message, it is a string. So it is a type of character. So that is why you have a type character. What type it is thrown, accordingly that type it has to. This is a variable which is going to store this message, division by 0 condition. So it is going to store that and it is going to display here. See, error is also similar to a display only. See out. So it is going to display an error message. Whatever the message here will be displayed here. So that will be thrown to the user. So the output will be division by 0, because in this program you have y is equal to 0. So if y is equal to 0, it shows throw division by 0 condition. That will be caught in this message, that will be displayed in this message, and that will be the output caught for this program. So these are the other standard exceptions you have. Apart from that general exceptions, you have standard exceptions. This is all left to your if you have your own interest, you can have a self-study on each topic. But this is the basics. You should know what are the different standard exceptions existing in C++. Okay, so general description on this is given. So if you have time, you can go through all these exceptions, and you can try program for each exception also. But as of now, we need to know what is an exception, how to throw the exception, and how to run the exception. So now I have run that program. This program I have run. I will run and show you this program, how it is executed. So in this, so this is a program. So when I am going to run this program, when I am executing this program, so the output got is division by 0 condition, because y is equal to 0. So since y is equal to 0, it will throw division by 0 condition. That will be caught in this catch, and that will be displayed as the message. In case if I change the y value here, if I am changing y value to 2, okay, so I change the y value to 2. If y is equal to 0, only throw the exception, but the y value is 2, so it will not throw any exception. It will do cout x divided by y. So whatever is the x value, that will be divided by 2, and then it is going to give that as the output. So you will run and see that. So execute this. So the answer is, see, the answer is 25, because x value is 50, y is 2. So 50 divided by 2, the answer we get is 2. So it is not throwing any exception. Is it clear? So if I don't put any this try or any catch block, what will happen? It will not display any error. So you will not understand why it is not displaying any output. Sorry, it will not display any output, and you will not be understanding the reason for not displaying the output. Suppose I am having here, think that I have blocked everything. So now if I give here cout x divided by y, okay, so we will run this program. So this will give 25, because y value is 2. Now if y value is 0, okay, y is equal to 0, you execute this program. So it is showing you such errors, some exception has happened. So you don't know what is that exception. Okay, this is the error thrown to you, but you will not understand what is this floating point exception. That floating point, because when something you divide by 0 is not possible, and it is a floating point exception. This you are giving as a message to the user whenever you divide by 0. That is why we use this try, catch, block and all. Is it clear? So that's all about exceptions. So next we will go templates. Before that, you please work on this program and then get cleared. If you have any doubt, you can post message to me in my in your group, WhatsApp group also, so that I will be understanding that whether you understood or not. Otherwise, because I'm not getting any feedback in the WhatsApp group, only if you give feedback, I will understand that whether you are understanding the concepts or not. Okay, please go through it and get your doubts cleared. Thank you.